Never in a million years would you have caught me dead saying what I'm about to say about this latest Oshinoko episode. Melt, of all characters, becoming a favorite of mine is already pushing it. But if you would have told me back in season 1, by the end of Sweet Today, that train wreck of a production, that Melt would have a top 5 Oshinoko moment that would make me say, I don't even want to look at Aqua right now, I want more of what I just saw. I would have stood in the middle of the road and waited for Truck, and I'd say, no, that is blasphemy. There's no way I would say that, unless I was drunk as hell. But what the I was so excited to see where this adaptation was going to go, this stage play. And it was brilliant. There's so much to dive into, both the letting us feel like we're in the audience watching, going up close and personal, the wires to actually give it that shonen battlefield so they're like jumping around. But at the end of the day, Melt is a very like objectively weaker actor than the person he's going up against, right? In terms of this big moment. I mean, the dude's just built different. And this is a guy who his entire life has kind of skated by on looks and just half-assing it. But there's been that determination to get better. And what's weird is because maybe it's a difference of like there's a disconnect because I'm watching an anime, but honestly, I feel like even if I was actually in an audience, I would have thought he was doing a good job. Yeah, maybe there's a difference in quality, but man, people were hating in the crowd, and I felt bad for him. And the fact that Aqua just told him to roll with it, be like, if you suck, but put all your efforts into the thing that matters. Because here's the thing, right? Even if you have, now I'm not like this, but a majority of people, you could have 80% of a story be amazing, but if the ending falls off, they think the whole thing's ruined. I don't follow that philosophy, but a lot of people do. So even if the audience, for most of that entire sequence, thought his acting was piss poor, the fact that the final few minutes, the final hurrah, was this raw, visceral acting, that's all they remember. And the fact that, this is my favorite point, we have not only the author of Tokyo Blade, we have the author of Sweet Today in the crowd, and as happy as she is, you can't tell me without a straight face, man. She was probably thinking, where the hell was this Melt when he was doing my adaptation, damn it. But Melt is best boy. Never thought I'd say that. Aqua who? I have full live reactions over on Patreon. If you want to see my full in-depth thought and all that fun jazz, it's over there exclusively. This is brilliant. Oshinoko is delivering everything I'd want from an adaptation, and the fact that walking into this season I heard this was one of the best arcs of the manga, I just hope manga fans are getting everything they wanted, because for an anime only, this is exactly what I want to see. And I really have to commend the directing choice. So if we remember, I think it was literally the very first episode, when we got a taste of the stage play. If it wasn't the first episode, it was in there. We got like the kind of character introductions, and I like what they did because they didn't just keep the camera like as if we're sitting in the audience watching, but there was a decent amount. So we got both the kind of up close and personal, so like we're watching an anime, we're seeing our characters up close and personal, like we're just like we're kind of like the Mario camera from Super Mario 64, kind of floating around all these obstacles. Fantastic, but they also shifted around, and it's just really cool to see how this stage play came to life. I've never been to a 2.5D stage play. I've been on 2.5D rides and different attractions like that, and I've seen some videos of like some anime adaptation stage plays, like not the full thing obviously, but like clips and stuff, and it does look pretty cool. But if anything, I think Oshinoko really has me wanting to experience, like even if it's not something I necessarily read or enjoy, like in terms of a source material, I just feel like looking at this Tokyo Blade production, I have no interest in the actual author's story. It's pretty much just watching the actors and seeing how they're going about this. I just feel like I'd really enjoy it because not only do you have that interesting blend of, you can do a lot with like the screens and stuff in terms of setting up different atmospheres. The lighting was really cool, they have sets, but it's really interesting how they went above and beyond. Like, this is some stuff you would assume you'd have to do in like a Spider-Man stage play because of like, you know, clearly jumping and stuff like that. But the choreography and the battle tactics that they did, like the sword play was fantastic, top to bottom. From the first moment, our girl jumps down and just like, you can see like, because like the way the grooves in her sword click with his sword, she can actually push in harder. You can just like take a fine-tooth comb to this episode And from top to bottom, you're like, damn, this is really well put together. And I like what they did with Melt's entire, like, they both do flashback, but they also, like, they kind of keep it more in present day for the most part. And what I like about it is that we've already had a connection to his acting style and his kind of like playboyish atmosphere. And over season 2, he's definitely had a different attitude than season 1, 100%. Sweet Today definitely changed him, especially after seeing what good actors actually look like. But I appreciate what they did in this episode, because what they ended up doing was they focus and they say, hey, listen, this is a guy who recognizes that for most of his life, he didn't have to do the confessing. If he liked someone, the girl would do the confessing first. If he wanted to tease someone in the classroom, people would laugh. If he wanted to get a job, he would get it because he's hot. Like, there was no effort, and in doing so, he was a very lazy actor. But the difference of being a lazy actor and just accepting that payday, and being a lazy actor and having that wake-up call saying, I'm actually trash and I want to try to get better, but then you're thrown against all these very talented people. Like, Melt's probably the weakest actor in that entire play. But the fact that he's trying, and the idea that, like, why would you hire someone like that? And, like, there's that potential. There is that potential in him. And the fact that, hey, it's not like he was actually bad. Like, he wasn't giving this shit-ass performance that, like, damn, like, you're cringing. The impression I'm getting from the crowd was, like, the difference in quality was amateur versus pro. But he wasn't completely god-awful. I refuse to accept that. But the fact that he put a month's training into that final performance, and then there's improv, there's all this stuff, you could feel the passion. And the fact that he could actually relate to the character he's playing definitely added into a lot of stuff there. Just in general, like, they made me... This is what I love. I love it when stories can make you flip on a character, not because of a singular moment, but it's because of what they did in season 1, leading into season 2's build-up, especially given that he was kind of the one to try to shut down the Playboy stuff earlier. I think it was either last week or the week before. And then to see his, like, big grand reveal here, like, if this was actually a battle shonen and not, like, you know, someone performing a battle shonen on a stage, this is the moment where his aura would have been glowing and it would have been off the charts. Like, it was freaking fantastic. And this is a brilliant season of Oshi no Ko. At this point, I don't know, whatever. The only way you could really top my surprise is if you somehow made Ice Killer my favorite character. I don't know, man. Like Melt was not on my bingo card for this season, but damn if he ain't one of the best. I don't expect we're always going to be able to focus on him, but it would be really nice if, like, season 5 or 6, in terms of timeline for the story, we got to see where his acting career went, because this guy's actually impressing me. But let me know what you thought down below on this wonderful episode, especially if you're a manga reader. How are you liking the adaptation? Because to me, this feels like it must be a dream adaptation, but maybe there's something missing. Let me know down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alrighty, so today we got Jose Raffo Caster, Arctic Fox, Nicole, Robin Berglund, Benjamin Zavlosky, and we also have Kill Zero. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you all have a good one.